Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Sudha.
Sachidanand. Buenos días. Buenos días.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand. Herman, Cecilia, Paulina, Marcela, Alicia, Luz, Devadasi, Patricia, and Anila. Wonderful. Wonderful. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
All right, Alicia. Alicia, are you ready to do the three mantra?
Alicia, ¿querés hacer el trimantra?
Bueno. Namo Vitragaya, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Uvatsayanam, Namo Loyesavam. Eso panchanamukaro savapavapanas angalanancha savesin padaman havai mangala. Om Namo Bhagavat Vasudeva. Om Namah Shivaya. Sachidanand. Namo Vitragaya, Namo Harihanta, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vatsayanam, Namo Loyesavam. Esto panchanamukaro savapavapana mangalanancha savesin padaman havai mangala. Om Namo Bhagavat Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Sachidanand. Namo Vitragaya, Namo Arihanta, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vatsayanam, Namo Loyesavam. Esto panchanamukaro vapavapana mangalanancha savesin padaman havai mangala. Om Namo Bhagavat Vasudeva. Om Namah Shivaya. Sachidanand. Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. So with that, we begin our 49th session of understanding Vyavasthit.
Vamos a comenzar la sesión número 49 de Yavasthit. Shuddha, the last Wednesday we finished Yavasthit, and Cecilia sent you the Dadavani of 2019 for
Octubre
2019 of Apta Sutras of Yavasthit. Remember?
Oh yeah, so I'm so sorry. I did not know she had done that because I get so many WhatsApp messages from everyone. Let me look. She did. I'm sure she did. Did you send it to me by
email. por email.
She sent an email to Shuddha Dada organization.
Dadashri.org.
Shuddha Dadashri.org. Yeah. When did you
Yes.
send? When did you send? Yesterday.
In the morning.
Today
In the morning.
Today in the morning. Today.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right, because today is because of your time change. It's still now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, that's all right. That's all right. There's no hurry.
Fabiana, decirle que Fabiana terminó de revisarlo anoche, por eso, bueno, no tengo.
Fabiana was looking correcting, and she finished last night. So Yavastit.
Okay, that's Yavastit. So it's at least the good news is that it is ready.
It's ready.
It's ready.
La buena noticia es que está listo.
Good news is it's beautiful and it's ready. So when the time comes, we will definitely, I will prepare it and look at it and then, get it ready. Is it English and Spanish together? Yes, wonderful. Yes. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. All right. Okay. But we have lots of material, so we can certainly go into it, the different things. Does anybody want to say anything this morning before we go into some words of Dada?
¿Alguien tiene algo que decir antes de entrar en las palabras de Dada?
Okay. All right. We continue with some of this. Some of these words of Dada.
Vamos a continuar con algunas otras palabras de Dada.
And in the chat, you see that Dadashri, in the days when he was beginning with his Namaskar Vidhi, in the old days, all right? Old days means not very old days. This was in the early 70s, late 60s, you see. He would...
En los días que Dadashri comenzó con los Namaskar Vidhis, que esto fue a finales de los 60 y 70.
In the there is in the Namaskar Vidhi of Dada that he had given, after saying giving the Namaskar to Lord Krishna, you see, then he would say, after the 24 Tirthakars, he will say, my Namaskars to Lord Krishna. I do Namaskars to Lord Krishna with extreme devotion, absolute extreme devotion. See? Yes.
Y él cuando comenzó a hacer estos Namaskar Vidhis, él cuando comienza diciendo que él hace los Namaskars a Lord Krishna. Yo hago los Namaskars a Lord Krishna con extrema devoción.
And then after that, after Lord Krishna, you all know, he says, in this world of ours, Dada Bhagwan, you see, in this world of us. I do namaskars with extreme devotion to Gnani Purush Dadashri, Dada Bhagwan, who is moving about, to Dada Bhagwan, not Gnani Purush Dadashri, but Dada Bhagwan, who is moving about in this world, right? Bharat Kshetri Hal Vicharta Sarvagnya Shri Dada Bhagwan ne Nishchay thi Atyant Bhakti Purvak Namaskar Karu chu. In other words, in this world, the Bhagwan who is moving about, I do with extreme devotion, I do namaskars with Nishchay. He says with Nishchay. I do namaskar to Dada Bhagwan. Everybody understands the word Nishchay?
Nischay, Apahar, relative and real.
No, Nishchay is real only.
Real only, okay.
Yeah.
Do I translate or?
Please.
Entonces, luego de decir que él comienza a hacer los namaskar con extrema devoción a Lord Krishna, dice también yo hago
Dadashri, to Dada Bhagwan.
Yes, dice hago los namaskars a Dada Bhagwan que se mueve en este mundo. Y dice Dada Bhagwan con extrema devoción hago namaskar a Dada Bhagwan que se mueve en este mundo real.
Yes, moving. Where is he? Then the answer is he's moving about in this world.
Y que se mueve en este mundo.
In this world, Bharat Kshetri, you see. And how do you do the namaskar? Through Nishchay, and I'm writing this down so you will have it. Nishchay, you see. Nishchay thi atyant. So Nishchay means real, and relative is Vyavahar, you see.
Ok, entonces dice cómo hacemos esto en este mundo, y lo hacemos con Nischay, que es en lo real. Entonces,
you see, Nishchay thi atyant bhakti purvak namaskar karu chu. In other words, look, like if we meet here in this satsang, we just, the immediate tendency is to say, hola Paulina, hola Gonzalo,
es como cuando nos
How are
encontramos
you,
en este
German?
satsang, decimos,
Herman,
nos saludamos, hola Paulina, hola Germán, ¿cómo estás? Así.
¿Cómo estás? You see, and this is, then you kind of shake hands or you go down like this, you go like this. But the namaskar is not at the relative level. The namaskar to our Dada Bhagwan is at the real level, Understand?
Que los namaskar, los saludos a Dada Bhagwan no se hacen de esta forma, se hacen desde lo real.
It's in other words, you have to be the Amapura before you can do. You have to be the Amapura before you can see the Amapura.
Entonces tenemos que ser el alma pura antes de poder ver el alma pura.
Yeah, so you have to be the Amapura to see, as capital, see the Amapura, okay?
Ser el alma pura para poder ver con mayúsculas el alma pura.
And also in Dada Bhagwan is absolute Amapura. He is not He's not just an Amapura, he's absolute Amapura, you see.
Y Dada Bhagwan no es solamente alma pura, es absoluta alma pura.
You understand? So this is Nishchaiti Atyan Bhakti Purvak Namaskar Karuchu. Nishchaiti. Bharat Kshetre Hal Vicharta Sarvagnya Shri Dada Bhagwan. Sarvagnya means the one who knows everything. The one who is the knower of everything. Sarvagnya.
Entonces, esto se hace desde lo real y Sarvagnya, y Sarvagnya quiere decir aquel que todo lo conoce.
Who knows everything. You see, in other words, he can know, he has experienced everything. There is nothing left for him. There is nothing left for him to know. He knows everything.
Para él, Sarvagnya es el conocedor del todo y no queda nada para ver, nada de conocimiento para ver. Él todo lo ve con mayúsculas.
Yeah. And then he said, there's another thing. He says, so you understand, Dada, this physical Dada, he can only move so much. You see, the physical Dada, when he was there, he could only move so much because he is at the control and mercy of scientific circumstantial evidences. If a car is available, then he will sit in the car. In those days, India would not allow import of cars, and very few cars were manufactured in India. And only the very well-to-do people had cars, you see. So you go in a car, go about in a car, and many times this car will break down on the road, you see. Yeah.
Dada cuando estaba en lo físico, estaba bajo el control de las evidencias científicos circunstanciales y se movía mucho. Y no había muchos autos, si bien se fabricaban, y así podía ir por India, pero los autos también se rompían.
So, but he says, I am my highest namaskars with Nishchay from inside, from the Amapura level, to the all-knowing, the one who knows everything, Dada Bhagwan, you see. So first of all, the physical Dada cannot move, he can only go where Niruma takes him or where other Mahatma take him. But the subtle Dada, you see, the invisible Dada can go anywhere in this world, you see, can go, and because the invisible Dada is not limited by the body. The invisible Dada is not limited by the body, see?
Yes. Los más elevados Nishchay él hacía, ¿no? Al que todo lo sabe. Y Dada en su forma física estaba limitado, pero en su forma invisible no tiene límite, él puede ir a cualquier lado.
So, and so Harman, Harman is sleeping, tired, but in the sleep, he sees Dada. In his dream, he sees Dada, you see. Or his Dada comes to his home. He says, this is called Dada moving about in this world. This is Dada moving about in this world. Dada is present here.
Por ejemplo, Germán está durmiendo y sueña con Dada. Y es que Dada va a su casa. Dada en su forma invisible no tiene límites.
Mm. And here it comes very interesting. Now you already know what has been discussed so far. You already know. Now I share with you something which was from May 1973.
Ahora voy a compartir algo del año 1973.
In Mumbai. Okay, this is Satsang.
Mumbai.
And Satsang is going on in Mumbai. It's like for you, Satsang is happening in Buenos Aires or, in Madrid, you see, or in the big cities. Anyway, so then Dada's original Namaskar, original Charan Vidis, this is even before they came into print. That's before, they were written. These Charan Vidis were written in handwriting, and they would make Xerox copies of it and give it to the few Mahatmas, you see, because there were not too many Mahatmas, right? And
Continue.
Yeah, and so after the after the Bharat Kshetrihal Vichartha, see, then he will go into the he will say I do namaskars to the future Tirthankars of Dada Bhagwan, right? You all have that in your namaskar vidhi, right?
En 1973, en Bombay, Dada estaba dando los namaskar originales y los charanvidis que todavía ni siquiera estaban impresos, solamente había fotocopias que algunos mahatmas tenían.
Yeah, right.
Y Dada fue, en este charanvidi que nosotros tenemos hoy en día, Dada hace los namaskars a los futuros titankars.
So he says, the Dada Bhagwan is, anyway, Dada Bhagwan is not this one, but the manifest, the fully manifest Lord inside this one, inside the Gnani Purush Dadashri. So Dada Bhagwan he says, I do namaskars. This is not in our Charnavidi, but I do namaskars to the future Tirthankars of Dada Bhagwan.
Dada Bhagwan dice que él no es lo físico, él hace namaskar al absoluto manifestado en el Gnani Purush y también hace namaskar a los futuros titankars de Dada Bhagwan.
Yeah, of Dada Bhagwan. This is, so now you can understand a little bit more about Dada Bhagwan. Yes, Dada Bhagwan is so eternally, and so amazingly behind everything, you see. So then the next one, this is the one that it's very important. After doing the namaskars to the Dada Bhagwan, and which is, that sentence is gone in our Charan Vidhi, that's not there in the current Charan Vidhi. And then there is this Dada Bhagwan na sarve samkitari mahatmaone atyant bhakti puruk namaskar karuchu. Means I do namaskars to all the mahatmas of Dada Bhagwan who have attained right vision, right? Which is, okay. and for your information, Dada used to say, and he used to say, I do namaskars. In 1973, he, what it was in the Namaskar Vidhi is, I do namaskars, and Dada personally used to say, and make us all recite, say, I do namaskars to the 2103. I do namaskars, and I'm writing it down for Fabi. Namaskars to 2103 Gnanis of Dada Bhagwan.
2,500 and
No, 2000.
one. Okay.
2100.
Yes, thank you. Ahora puedes entender lo eterno y magnífico que es Dada Bhagwan, ¿no? Y él dice, yo, luego de hacer los namaskar a Dada Bhagwan, yo hago namaskar a todos los mahatmas de Dada Bhagwan que alcanzaron la correcta visión. En 1973 él decía, yo hago namaskar a los mahatmas, a los 2103 nanis de Dada Bhagwan.
Okay, so this is, so he, this is 1973. This is not very far away. Okay. To each one of those Mahatmas, by that time there were 2,000, in fact, there were less than 2,103. But he says, these are the ones who are my Gnani Mahatmas. These are the ones, to each one of those. So in other words, to everyone whom he had given Gnan Vidhi, he called them my Gnani Mahatmas. You see, my Gnani Mahatmas.
En 1973, que no es tan lejano, había 2.103 Mahatmas que habían recibido el Gnan Vidhi, y no sé si era o un poco menos. Y él lo llamaba a todos estos Mahatmas sus Gnani Mahatmas, a todos los que recibieron el Gnan Vidhi.
Because this this gives us an idea of the magnificent place where he says, I'm putting my Mahatmas, I'm placing them at the level of the Gnani. Now they have not become Gnani, but they will become Gnanis, you see. They have not become Gnani, but I consider that having given them the Gnan Vidhi, they are my Gnani Mahatmas. You see, they're my Gnani Mahatmas.
Esto nos da la idea del magnífico nivel y espacio en que Dadashri nos puso y nos consideró como los Gnani Mahatmas.
Right, now, so the question was asked to Dada, okay? I'm now giving you actual satsang, okay? Which you will not see in Aptavanis or anywhere else. Question. The question is asked to Dada, why will you give the ticket, okay? And why will you give the ticket to only 2,103? You see, this question was asked because there were at that time less than 2,103, but he was asked in 73, why will you give this ticket? Ticket means Nanvidi. Why will you give the ticket to only 2,103?
Entonces, acá hay una pregunta que nosotros no la tenemos y le preguntan, dice, ¿por qué le das el ticket a solo 2103 Mahatmas? El ticket es el Nanvidi. ¿Por qué solo a 2103?
And Dadashri replies, and this is very important, I want to give it to you. The Ama does not speak. Ama cannot speak. Ama is silent, right? Ama mood Ama, the main Ama within every one of us, cannot speak. You see, he is absolute vitrag, you see. He cannot speak, cannot do anything, right?
Entonces Dada responde, el alma no habla, el alma absoluta está vitarag, solamente ve y conoce, no habla.
He says this is not some quote unquote outside or relative talk, you see. This is not outside or relative talk. The one in the middle, is prajna. Okay, prajna. This Dada is talking about his own, the one in the middle, you see. This is not an outside. You cannot understand. This is not a matter for the outside, for the relative. But the one in the middle is prajna, and it is through the prajna that this matter has come out.
Dice que esto no es de lo relativo, esto no es de lo de afuera, un habla de afuera, el habla es relativa. Esto es el medio, es prajna, y es a través de este prajna que lo podemos, que esta materia surge.
Yeah, he says the signal has happened from inside, has happened, come from inside. Yeah, inside. It's an instruction. It's an instruction has come from inside.
Esto viene de adentro, ¿no? Es una instrucción que viene de adentro.
And that is why it is 2103.
Y es por eso que son 2103.
Yeah. See, and if the instruction comes later that give it to more people, then I have no problem.
Y si la instrucción viene después, dásela a más personas. Yo no tengo ningún problema.
Yeah. And he says, the one in the middle is prajna. It's not A.M. Patel. It's not the main Absoluto Amapura Dada Bhagwan. It is the one in the middle who is receiving very subtle instructions.
No es en Patel, no es Dada Bhagwan, es el del medio el que está recibiendo las instrucciones.
It is the prajna is active within each one of us here. So sometimes Gonzalo or Fabiana is going in the wrong way in this world. And prajna will say, hey, come this way, come this way, not that way, come this way, come. Right?
Yes. Lo del medio es prajna, y es el prajna activo. Y si Gonzalo o cualquiera nos equivocamos, prajna va a estar diciendo, ven aquí, este es el camino.
And he says right here, moves, he says right here, there is, right here means in this one, Gnani Purush, the entire Vitragi Vignan, the entire science of the Vitrag has here the entire Vitragi Vignan is contained in the 5 agnas. In the 5 agnas.
Yes. Aquí Gnani Purush entra en la ciencia del Gnan, ¿no? Y todo se vuelve Gnan estando en las 5 agnas.
Yeah, the entire way. He's sitting there, 1973. You can imagine with a few people in Mumbai. And whoever asked the question has seen. I do namaskars to the 2103 Gnani Mahatmas of Dada Bhagwan. You say, oh, wait a minute now. I understand Krishna, I understand Tirthankars, I understand everybody else, I understand Dada Bhagwan, but I don't know what is this 2103, right?
Imagínense esto en 1973 en Bombay, ¿no? Donde no había tantos Mahatmas. Cuando Dada dice esto de 2103 Gnanis. Entonces dicen, bueno, entiendo a Krishna, entiendo a Dada Bhagwan, pero esto de los 2103 no lo entiendo.
So, and then he says, and this is important, Gnani Purush has got Gnani Purush, and I'm just going to write GP so you will have it, okay? Gnani Purush has 1008 attributes or qualities, you see. That's a lot of qualities, good qualities we're talking about.
Repeat me the number, please.
1008. 1008.
Okay. Luego dice que el Gnani Purush tiene 1008 cualidades o atributos.
So says Gnani, Gnani, that is why he can do something on this side. Because of these qualities, he can do something on this side. On this side means, remember, there is something for this relative world. You see, on this there are 2 sides. On this side and this side. On this side is called Vyavahar, worldly interactions. That is what we are doing right now. We are interacting with each other. And on this side is Nishchay, Soyamapura, Eo Samapura, Shuddhatma, Nishchay. On this side, because of this 1008 highest qualities of the Gnani Purush, he can do things for, he can do something, you see. And he can do whatever he wants. He says, I can do whatever I want.
El Gnani Purush tiene 1008 cualidades, ¿no? Y es por eso que puede hacer cosas de este lado. Este lado es lo relativo. Hay dos lados. Uno es la interacción mundana y del otro es el soy alma pura. Y por eso dice, yo puedo hacer lo que quiera también en este mundo relativo.
And he says, he says in essence, he says not only the Gnani Purush can do something on this side, which is, okay, this side is relative, okay, this side, outside world, we can do whatever. And not only he can do it on the outside, but he can also do, on this side, ama side, you see. This, we have experienced all that ever since we have come into into the Satsang with Dada. Our relative life has improved and our inner experiences of the Ama are taking us more and more into bliss and stability, right?
Yes. Él dice, el Gnani dice que no solo el Gnani Purush puede hacer cosas en lo relativo, sino que también puede hacer cosas del otro lado desde el alma pura. Y todos pudimos experimentar que hemos tenido, incluso en estos satsang, ¿no? Como nuestra vida relativa también mejora y en lo interno hemos encontrado la paz y la estabilidad.
On the side of the self, just want to give you the complete sentence. You say now, and then he says, this is interesting, but despite being such a magnificent magnificent superhuman being, okay, he's only a nimit. He is only a nimit.
Además de ser un magnífico ser humano, también solo es un nimit.
Yes, he's only a nimit. Nimit, you see.
Es solo un nimit.
And finally, he says, the vitarag, and the vitarag, as compared to Dada, the vitarag, he can only do a little bit. You see, he can do only a little bit. He cannot do what Dada can do. And we know that. He sits out there, he's far away. But Dada came to our homes and gave us the Gnanvedi. That is called, the interfering with Rag. Hey, are you really Patricia? Are you really Gonzalo's or Maritza? Or Alicia? Are you really Alicia? That is called stirring up something, putting a little fire underneath you, you see.
El Vitarak solo puede hacer un poquito, ¿no? Y está hablando de simandar. Y Dada puede venir a tu casa, ha venido a tu casa y a la casa de Patricia, de Fabiana, de todos, y él pudo quemar esa creencia de que somos Patricia, Fabiana y todos los demás.
Yeah. And however, with his darshan, you see, with his darshan, moksha happens, you see. With his darshan, moksha happens.
Y con su darshan, el darshan de Sri Simandar Swami, vamos a moksha. Sucede moksha. El darshan de moksha.
So Dada is giving us a very precise science here, everybody can understand. And by the way, the word 2103 has long been, then he gave, when more people, more than 2103 were needed, then he connected with the Lord higher up, and he got more permission. Finally says, go ahead, you don't need ticket. You can even give this knowledge to people who are failing, who by ordinary standards would not even deserve to pass or come here. You see.
Wow. Dada nos da como el sonido, el preciso sonido, ¿no? Para todo. E incluso él conectándose con el Lord superior, después de haber dado a 2103 personas, Mahatmas en Nan, el Lord le dice, puedes darle el conocimiento a todas las personas que quieras, y también puedes darle el conocimiento a los que ni siquiera están preparados para poder escuchar.
Yeah,
o que merezcan estar aquí.
Yeah. So I'm giving you just word by word translation of these words of Dada, because I want you to sit in this satsang with Dada, live Dada. I want you to be there with Dada, what he's saying.
Les estoy dando estas palabras precisas, porque quiero que estén sentados aquí con Dada.
So now the next part is very beautiful. The next part comes. The question is, of course, this much we understand now. Everybody understands. Well, the entire Vitrak Vignan is here. This is the entire science of the Vitarag. The entire science of Lord Simandar is here in the Gnani Purush. You see?
La próxima parte que viene es una belleza y habla sobre que la entera ciencia de Sri Simandar Swami está aquí.
Yeah.
Perdón.
Yeah.
Es la ciencia entera del Vitarag, que es Dada. Patri, no es Simandar.
Okay.
Arihantanam es Simandar.
Yeah, so it's a Vitrag. Yeah, so the entire science of the Vitrag, in other words, the science that will make you Vitrag is right here. You see? That will make you.
La ciencia que te hará Vitarag está aquí.
The science that it's enough. The science exists here in Gnani Purush. The entire science exists. You see, you meet in this our relative life, we meet somebody, you're told she's very brilliant, she has a lot of knowledge, she knows a lot, or she has got a lot of techniques, etc. As opposed to a lady on the farm, and you make the two ladies sit in front of you, or you are in front of them, you know, they both are women. Both of them are ladies, right? But outside they look like just women of Argentina, you know, or, you know, I'm just giving an example. But the inside is totally different. One carries a lot of energies of the ability to accomplish something, not only for others, but also for you. If you keep on, if you listen to her, and if you keep on being around her, you will learn what she knows, you see.
Por ejemplo, existe, hay personas que tienen conocimiento, que tienen técnicas, y por ejemplo, supongamos que es una mujer que está en una granja, y hay dos mujeres que se sientan y por afuera se ven, ¿no? Una que tiene mucha energía para alcanzar el conocimiento, y si tal vez tenga la habilidad, vas a sentarte con ella y vas a alcanzar alguna clase de conocimiento.
Yes, so that is knowledge within this lady, but that knowledge is in specific areas and it is limited knowledge, whereas the entire Vitara Vignan, you can now see living physical Dada sitting there and saying, here, the entire Vitara Vignan is present. And that entire Vitarag, Vignan or Gnan, is encompassed, is covered in these 5 agnas, in the 5 agnas.
Yes. Este conocimiento que tiene esta mujer es un conocimiento que es limitado, pero también está allí sentado el Vitarag, que está presente, y está presente con el Nan, y este Nan está contenido completamente en las 5 agnas.
Yes, you're getting, I'm giving it to you exactly as it was said. It's coming from the source, you see.
Estoy dándoles esto exactamente como vino, exactamente desde la fuente.
Sayamapura, this is relative. No, Arman, Fabi, Gonzalo are controlled are governed by scientific circumstantial evidences, is evidence, and the previous unfinished accounts will come in front. Some of them will be pleasant, some of them will not be pleasant, but they're files, you see. And through Agna 1, 2, 3, I just remain in Gnan, remain in Gnan. And that's it. And in the next life, I will be with the Lord. Yes, I will be with the Lord, who, just like this Gnani, He's as living as alive, but he's in a far away, that's all.
El exacto conocimiento es a través de las 5 agnas. Es, yo soy alma pura, esto es relativo, Karma, Fabi, Gonzalo. Todo lo que sucede son evidencias científicos circunstanciales y todo lo que viene enfrente de mí son cuentas, son archivos, son files. Algunos serán placenteros, otros no serán placenteros, pero son archivos. Y si permanezco en las agnas 1, 2 y 3 del Gnan, esto es lo que va a venir en mi próxima vida.
Shuddhatma Bhagavan. So, let's take a break.
Okay, 10 minutes break.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's all wake up a little bit, you know.
Vamos a tomarnos un recreo de 10 minutos, así nos despertamos, nos despapilamos un poco.
Yeah, time hasn't changed for you, right? Or has the time changed for you?
No change.
Oh yeah,
No change.
here it changed. So we went 1 hour behind, you see. And last night I said, it's a 1 hour, you know, so I got to do this an hour earlier. So that's how it is. Okay.
Okay. Bueno, 10 minutos de recreo que para Shuddha tiene 1 hora menos. Así que nos despabilamos un poquito y continuamos. Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidananda. We were, before we were 1 hour behind. Now we are 2 hours behind, you know. Yes.
Antes teníamos 1 hora de diferencia, ahora tenemos 2 horas menos 2 horas.
Yes. Okay. All right, Shuddhatma Bhagavan. So we meet in about 10 minutes, huh?
Nos vemos en 10 minutos.
Thank you, Fabi.
Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidananda.
Patricia. Patricia.
Hola,
Ah,
¿cómo
bueno, bueno.
estás?
Ahí estoy. Estoy conectado, ¿no? ¿Eh?
Sí, sí, sí.
Perfecto, perfecto. Bueno, ahora apago la voz
La pantalla.
o lo dejo así. No, la voz. No sé.
Sí, la voz, sí, sí, cuando así no se sienten ruidos, sí, sí. Por lo general se
¿Sí?
prende el micrófono para preguntar.
Ah, bueno,
Sí.
bueno.
O si
Perfecto.
Shuddha te dice
Bueno,
que abras micrófono.
sí, sí. Me hizo muy bien anoche, estuve tranquilo. ¿Eh? Me he levantado con energías. ¿Eh? Así que,
Bien,
sí.
bien.
Sí. Bueno, y esta noche
Me
a las
alegro
8,
mucho.
¿no? De acá, a las 9 de ahí, las 9 de ahí.
Es 2 horas de diferencia, dice Shuddha, que tenemos. Tenemos 2 horas de diferencia ahora. Así que son para tus 9,
8,
aquí van a ser las 11.
no,
8 a
tú
las
me
10.
llamaste a las 8. A las 8 de acá son
Ok,
a las 10. 8,
ok,
8 de acá.
ok,
¿Está
perfecto.
bien
A
para
las 8
ti?
entonces. Perfecto,
¿Está bien para ti?
perfecto. Sí, es
Ah,
perfecto.
bueno. Entonces a las 8
Perfecto.
de aquí yo...
Repetimos.
Perfecto. Carmen Patricia. Carmen.
Sí,
¿Tú eres
Patricia me
Carmen
dice.
Patricia?
Carmen es mi primer nombre. Mi abuela se llamaba Carmen. Falleció un año antes que yo naciera. Entonces a mi mamá después le daba impresión llamarme Carmen.
No, mi mamá se llamaba María del Carmen Felisa Benita, y de apellido Negri, ¿no?
Mira vos.
Tengo María del Carmen Felisa Benita, pero mi madre no quiso que la llamaran con esos nombres y se rebautizó ella Carmela.
Mira vos. Mi mamá se
Y
llama
todos la
María del
conocen.
Carmen. Mi mamá también se
Sí,
llama
mamá
María del
se llama.
Carmen.
Pero ella después se puso Carmela. No sé. Ya
Está bien.
cuando yo la conocí, ya se llamaba Carmela. Mi mamá. Bueno, entonces yo ahora saco la voz y me quedo en escucha. Ya van a
Perfecto.
empezar, ¿no?
Sí,
van a
ya
empezar.
tiene que estar. Sí. Ya empezamos
Bueno.
hace una hora, ahora estamos en el recreo y comienza la segunda parte.
Porque acá tengo las 9 yo.
Claro, pero yo no sabía que habían cambiado otra hora.
Entonces yo tendría que empezar a las 8. A las 8.
Sí, señor, a las 8, sí.
Bueno. Bueno, y a las 8 también esta noche acá. Perfecto.
Sí.
Bueno, le escucharé
Cambio
la
de
segunda
horarios.
parte entonces.
Sí, igual
Sí.
salen grabados, los satsang quedan grabados
¿Sí?
en el chat del Akram. Pero es lindo estar
Bueno.
presente mientras que está en vivo.
Sí, ayuda mejor, pero si no, bueno, perfecto. Bueno, gracias. Jay
De nada.
Satchitananda.
Say
Sí.
Satchitananda.
Om,
Say Satchitananda.
Om Sai Ram, also.
Som Saira.
Gracias, gracias.
De nada.
Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand Alfonso, Jai Sachidanand.
Say Satchitananda.
Yes, it looks like Alfonso also had the same issues in terms of losing awareness of the time change, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was sharing that, exactly that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, this is all evidence. If I hadn't looked into my iPhone, I would not have realized that you have had a time change there, that you are, you know, that we've had a time change, and that will affect the time of satsang, you see. Mm-hmm.
Since when did you have the
About a week, since last Sunday.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so, you know, people in America are still getting used to the new time, you know. Wonderful. You're looking good, Alfonso. You're looking good, Jai Sachidanand. Yeah. So the next question. Mm-hmm.
I have a question not related to this.
Okay. First say it in Spanish and then say it in English.
Tengo una pregunta desde hace algunos días y me dijo que la diga primero en español y después en inglés, que no está relacionada con esto. Y mi pregunta es, se nos dice que lo que sea que se nos sirva en el plato tiene que ser agradecido, aceptado y comido. ¿Qué pasa cuando me sirven carne y he tomado la decisión de no comerla? Eso voy a preguntar. The question is related to we should accept whatever is served in our plate for dinner, for example. Whatever is served, I have to eat it. But what happens when someone serves me like meat or chicken or something like that, and I have decided not to eat it? What should I do?
First of all, there is no law that says that you have to eat everything that has been served. Okay.
Okay.
That's one thing. You know, in other words, the awareness demands that you have to listen to your body's signals. You see? If the stomach is saying, please, enough now, don't put any more, then you have to, the awareness should be there that enough is enough. Don't push anymore just because it is tasty or, you know. What's
Okay.
number one? So we don't have to
¿Querés que
eat.
lo traduzca, Patrick?
Sí, sí, por favor.
Lo que me dice es que primero no hay una ley que diga que lo que sea que se sirve tiene que ser comido. La conciencia tiene que estar en lo que te dice el cuerpo. Si el cuerpo dice, ok, basta, ya comiste suficiente, por más que esté rico, sabroso, te lo hayan servido, tenés que decir, ok, gracias, es suficiente.
And Fabi, the other thing is, if you have decided that you do not, you are not going to eat meat, then recognize that that is the decision of Fabi. And that's the first important message, first important awareness. It's the Fabi's decision. Fabi has
Entonces, si
decided.
por ejemplo he decidido no comer carne, lo primero muy importante es reconocer que esa es una decisión que tomó Fabi.
It's Fabi's decision. Fabi's decision. How long that decision will be fixed and remain so is to be seen, is to be known. You see, you have grown up, you know, in a country where your mother used to eat it, and so if the mother eats it, then it is not as much. Mother used to eat it, then Dada says that's how it is. There is nothing serious about it. You see, you know.
Okay. Entonces dice, lo primero es reconocer que es una decisión de Fabi y verlo. Ver esa decisión es lo más importante. Y además, Fabi y la mayoría de nosotros crecimos en un país donde se nos servía eso, donde nuestras madres comían eso. Entonces Dada dice, ok, no es algo tan serio a tener en cuenta.
Yeah, and then it is just a matter of, you know, informing the lady or the person who is serving you in a gentle way. I hope you don't mind if I don't eat it. You know, you know, whatever you say to him is not important. It is a question of what is the desire inside. If you really do not feel like eating it, then there is no energy on this earth that can make you eat it, you see. Whereas,
lo más importante es identificar esa energía de adentro que te dice que querés o no querés comer eso. Si no lo querés comer, no va a haber una fuerza que te lo haga comer. Y entonces ahí está de la forma más política posible, decirle al que te está sirviendo, muchísimas gracias, pero la verdad es que no voy a comer la carne. O si el cuerpo te dice que la querés comer, la comes, que no te hagas tanta historia.
Yes, this eating or not eating are all relative acts, just like sleeping or not sleeping, or thinking or not thinking, etc. And these are all programmed for a human being. Somebody will go into a diet, you know, will say, I'm going to eat very little today. Why are you eating so little? I'm on a diet, right? You see. And that is how it is for that particular pudgal. That is for how it is for that particular non-self complexes. These are all programmed pudgals. Someday they eat voraciously, and someday they, no, I don't want it. No, I don't want it. And when the other person is eating it, inside he's saying, oh, it's nice, you know, but I don't want to touch it, you say.
Bueno, y como todo esto le pertenece al relativo, todo esto es de nuestro pudgal, todo esto está programado, comer y no comer son del relativo, igual que dormir o no dormir, pensar y no pensar. Todo esto del relativo y todo está programado. Y un día hacemos dieta y al otro día nos comemos todo y al otro día vemos al otro que está comiendo algo delicioso y no, yo no lo voy a tocar. Y así. Es todo el relativo y está todo programado.
Yeah, but worse than eating and not eating is the insistence or the ego that is hurtful. No, why did you? I told you I don't eat it. Why did you bring me to this restaurant? He's your companion. You know, he likes to eat it, and you, oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, there is nothing right or wrong. Look at, be aware, awareness. awareness is the most critical thing within a human being. With awareness, changes will happen. Without awareness, it is the same cycle. You see, it goes on and on.
Y como todo, para nosotros la parte más importante para los humanos es este conocimiento despierto. Hacerlo con el conocimiento. Peor que comer o no comer, o más importante que comer o no comer, es estar insistiendo, no, esto está bien, no, esto está mal, no, no deberías estar comiendo esto, no, no deberíamos. Eso no importa, todo eso es de relativo y todo eso molesta, es tener el conocimiento despierto, que además no somos el comensal.
Recognize, be aware of the desire. Is the desire really gone, or are you doing anything just to show the world? You see, because you're told it is wrong, it is not good. For awareness, you're told that it is. You know, if you can
reconocer el deseo, claro, reconocer el deseo es muy, muy, muy importante. Reconocer si se fue el deseo de hacer eso o si todavía tenés el deseo y estás luchando para hacerlo bien, luchando para mostrar que lo estás haciendo bien, luchando porque te dijeron que no comer eso hace bien para el conocimiento.
Ahari, ahar, ahar, ahari, ahar means intake. You see, ahar is intake. Ahari, the one who is programmed for intake, the one who is programmed for intake is taking the intake. Ahari ahar kare che, hu nirahari, I'm neither. I don't eat anything. Yes. Anihu nirahari, simply know him. I simply am seeing what's going on. You see, I'm the knower of it, you know.
The eater has to eat, and we just
the eater is eating. Is eating is ahar. Actually, ahar. You know, the ahar is, yes, for conventional meaning it's eating, but even the subtlest meaning is to think something, and then you like to think, and that you like to speak. That is also an intake. You see, you are using energies of that which is not yours. You see, these are Pudgal energies. Yeah, this is intake, and then whatever has been taken in will come out. You see.
Ok. Bueno, fue un poco más profundo y este de ahar es el tomar. No solo tomar en la parte de ingerir la comida, el comensal come y yo que no soy el comensal, soy el que lo ve, lo conoce, sino que es más aún, un poco más sutil, es tomar la energía de eso que me gusta o deseo y después en esa energía que estoy adquiriendo, después va a salir. Pero bueno.
And these are all non-self energies. These are not energies of the self. These are energies of Pudgal, the one that fills and empties. And empties, takes in air and takes it out, takes in food and takes it out. What takes in words and throws them out, takes in words and throws them out.
Pero bueno, son todas energías del Pudgal, todas energías del relativo. Entra aire, sale aire. Entra comida, sale excremento. Entran palabras, salen palabras.
Yeah, and I am the blissful knower of all of this. Yeah, this, in the traditional world, in the old world, of those people who are not awakened, they say, if you want to progress spiritually, you should not eat this, and you should eat this, and you should not eat this. You say that that has got truth for the body. It is correct. The body feels good if you have more salad and less of food of the kind that is difficult to digest, you see.
Pero bueno, nosotros nos tenemos que mantener en la dicha de ser el conocedor que todo esto lo observa. En el pasado, para los no despiertos con este Nan, sí era una verdad relativa para el cuerpo, esto de hacer una dieta específica, no comer esto, es mejor para el cuerpo. Eso sí, es mejor para el cuerpo comer más ensalada y menos carnes que sean difíciles de digerir, pero no para nosotros. Nosotros tenemos que ser el observador, conocedor observador.
There is, in our Gnani a sentence which is interesting. It has got, people miss it. Even everybody who diets miss it. It's called alpahari. Alpahar. Alp means little food. It's called dieter. The dieter is dieting, and I, the non-dieter, is simply knowing that. Today, for the next 3 weeks, he's not going to touch anything, and then a week later, maybe you have Thanksgiving coming, everything goes out of balance again.
Y dice que hay una palabra en la ciencia que lo acaba de escribir Al-Bahari, es aquel que hace dieta. El que hace dieta, hace dieta. No tenemos un verbo para dietar. Pero, por ejemplo, dice, ok, por estas 3 semanas hace una dieta tremenda y después todo se vuelve a desbalancear. Todo eso es del relativo.
Yeah.
¿Tenés una pregunta, Gaby?
Yeah, right. The important thing, this most important aspect of your question is, it is more important to be sincere to your awareness in terms of what is it that you feel, what's going on inside. Do you feel like a drink? Because you've had drinks before, alcoholic drinks. Be aware that even though now you have stopped drinking, there is still that little idea that maybe someday, if I have to celebrate and if there is a good bottle, I will have a glass of wine, you see. So it's not gone yet, you see. It's not gone yet. Be aware of it rather than, oops, I don't touch it. I don't touch it. Leave me alone. I don't touch it, Well, be aware of this one. You see, be aware of this one who is saying, I don't do this, and I do this, and I don't do this.
El punto más importante con relación a toda esta pregunta es simplemente estar atento, ser consciente de que ese deseo está ahí. Y solo observarlo, estar consciente. No, lo como, no lo como, tomo, no lo tomo. Dice, por ejemplo, si antes solías tomar y ahora decís, ay, no se debería. No es tan importante el no se debería, sino el estar atento a que sigue ahí. Y por ahí un día tenemos ganas de volver a brindar con una buena botella por algún momento. Y estar atentos.
Dada has said that people, human beings of the Western world, for centuries, they have their prakritis and their bodies have been used to meat in their diet, you see, as part of adjusting to their environment, including in India. People on the East Coast, where there are rivers, rivers that get seriously flooded and full and bring a lot of fish, they eat rice and fish, you see. And so it's, this is how it is. So, those who grew up finding that their mothers were eating, it is allowed, it is okay. But those whose mothers never had this have to be very careful, because it's a reversal, is it not, in a sense?
Okay. Lo que decía Dada al respecto es que cada uno, los occidentales, hasta las mismas personas de la India, de la costa este, donde hay mucho río, cada uno por cientos y cientos de años fue creciendo, alimentándose de acuerdo a lo que había y a las situaciones del contexto y a lo que fueron necesitando. Entonces, donde había muchos ríos y había muchos peces, crecieron comiendo arroz con pescado. Nosotros crecimos comiendo lo que crecimos comiendo. Entonces, lo importante es observar cómo fuimos educados, qué comía nuestra madre. Ahora, si la madre nunca comió ni tomó nada de todo esto y decidimos hacerlo, ojo, ahí hay algo para prestar atención, porque ahí hay un retroceso, ahí hay algo que está haciendo como a propósito hacerlo al revés en el deseo.
With awareness. Ours is a path of awareness. Ours is a path of 5 agnas. Oh, it doesn't say, ours is a path which doesn't say you are to do this and you're not to do this. Dada has never told anyone, you're not going to do this and you're not going to do this. He has just given us 5
El nuestro
agnas.
es un camino. El nuestro es un camino simplemente de conciencia, de estar despiertos. Para eso se nos dieron los 5 agnas. Dada nunca dijo, haces esto, no hagas aquello. No, es estar despierto en los 5 agnas. Ese es nuestro camino.
Dadashri says, if I'm sitting down and eating a meal which has been served to me, and if I find for some reason that there is, a piece of meat in there, you see, then I'll quietly take it and put it in my handkerchief and put it in my pocket. You see, I will not say, hey, where did this come from? Because to me, it's more important to preserve the feelings of the person who has prepared it than to exercise my ego. I don't eat meat, or I don't do this, okay?
That's where my question was going to, Shuddha. Dada decía, por ejemplo, que si él le habían servido comida y él encontraba un pedacito de carne en el plato, lo más discretamente posible lo sacaba, lo ponía en la servilleta, porque lo más importante para él no era no comer la carne, sino no herir los sentimientos de la persona que lo había servido. Y ahí es donde yo le dije que en realidad ahí iba mi pregunta. Es decir, lo más importante es no herir los sentimientos del que te hizo la comida, más que estar protegiendo a tu ego y diciéndole a los demás, no, yo no como carne, yo no esto, ¿cómo apareció esta carne en mi plato?
The increasing awareness of who am I in all of this will automatically be associated with a decrease in overall food intake as well as sleep. You see, the bliss of the self is so glorious, so absolutely magnificent, you see, that any movement towards the 5 senses, you see, towards the 5 senses, any vritti, any tendency to go in that direction slowly dies, because glorious bliss has been found inside, you see.
A medida que vayamos creciendo y creciendo en el conocimiento, es tan gloriosa la dicha de este conocimiento que todos los momentos relativos se van disolviendo. Todo lo que está relacionado con los 5 sentidos, hasta el comer, hasta el dormir, todo eso se va disolviendo porque crecemos en lo otro y se achica todo ese momento, todos esos momentos diarios que todavía tenemos, obvio.
And it is a very personal thing for what's going on inside this body complex, you see. This body complex called Shuddha, Gabi, Alfonso. What's going on? What is this body? And who am I in this, you see? How is this body programmed, you see?
Todo esto es muy, muy, muy personal para este cuerpo que es Shuddha, este complejo del cuerpo que es Gabi, este complejo del cuerpo que es Alfonso. Todo eso ha sido programado
This
y
is,
es
yeah,
de
this
ese.
this is how it is, you see, this is how it is. And any insistence is the killer. It will kill your spirituality. Insist, this is wrong, these people are all wrong, I don't want to be around them, they're non-vegetarian carnivorous people, you know, all of these things. What has that got to do with who you are in all of this, you see?
La frase que dijo es: la insistencia mata la espiritualidad.
You
Es
see,
simplemente estar despierto.
it's the insistence. You see, if you don't like it, you just put it on the side of the plate or say, do you mind if, would you please, you know, I know you made this, but would you mind if you don't please serve me the meat item, serve me the vegetables, and that's fine, you know. And so this is how it is, you know, or, you know, if somebody says, no, I like more the meat only, so then that's correct for him. That is correct for him. Everybody, do you have control over your own thoughts? Do you have control over your own thoughts and feelings? Why are you trying to insist, even in a subtle way, that this is wrong or this is right? Who are you to decide that? Let your own awareness lift you up, you see.
Entonces, el mensaje completo es: dejemos que nuestra propia conciencia despierta nos eleve. Ni siquiera podemos controlar nuestros propios pensamientos. ¿Quiénes nos creemos que somos para estar diciendo esto está bien o esto está mal? Deberías comer esto, no deberías tomar aquello. Entonces, poner el objetivo en, si, volviendo al principio, dijo, si le podemos decir a otra persona sin herir, si me sirvieran solo los vegetales estaría bien, listo. El punto es no herir al otro. Gaby has a question, dear
All
Shuddha.
right. Yes, Gabi. Yes, Gabi.
Jai Sachidanand, Shuddha, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan. How was Germany? How was your trip?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Muy maravilloso.
Are you
Mira,
also, Gabi, are you also in Santiago?
Yes, no, Pichilemu.
Pichilemu. Okay, I don't know.
Pichilemu, un poco más al sur de Santiago.
Southwest, to the south.
And Gabi, have you met Alfonso, my friend here in Florida? He's there up there. That's Alfonso.
Pregunta si se han conocido, que es su amigo que está en Florida.
Alfonso, lo vi en el Satsang pasado el día sábado, ahí lo conocí.
She saw him in Satsang and they are saying hi for the first time.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, Gabi, what's your question?
Muy cortita es, ¿a qué se refiere el Gnani cuando dice que no protejamos el error? Entendiendo de que entonces sí, está todo correcto, porque ¿quién define este error?
Ok.
Finalmente.
Gaby, Patri, ¿querés seguir vos?
No, todo está bien, dale, haz lo que me encanta, escucharte.
Gaby's questions is, what Dada wants to say when he says, do not protect the mistake. If everything is okay, what is the mistake? And what do we don't have to protect?
The mistake, you see. The mistake is defined.
Sorry, my dog.
Okay, not a problem. The mistake is defined as that which takes you away from the blissful one that you are. That is called a mistake. Anything that takes you away from your bliss and your awareness of the Amapura is a mistake.
Error es todo aquello, se considera todo aquello que te saca de la dicha de estar en alma pura, que te saca de estar en conciencia de que sos alma pura.
Also, Gabi, I am Gabi is the error, you see. That's a fundamental error. And then a mountain of mistakes will arise. Everything. Right, wrong,
El error fundamental es yo soy Gabi. Entonces, a partir de ese error fundamental, montañas y montañas de errores van a ir apareciendo relacionadas con yo soy Gaby, esto está bien, esto está mal.
And then of course, you see, to protect what the ego, anything that Gabi believes to kind of be there. Somebody says, Gabi, why are you, please come this way. No, this way. So now there is a protection of Gabi. Gabi, will you please come this way? No, I want it this way. So now that is a mistake, you see.
Todo lo que sea proteger el ego de Gaby es un error. Gaby quiere ir para acá, no, yo quiero ir para allá. Es decir, todo aquello que proteja el ego de Gaby es el error.
And then at a secondary level, because all pain and hurt to others and to you, the relative self, begins with, oh, so Gabi, I'm Gabi, and this, I am doing this, or this is mine, or I'm suffering. And you say, so these, and then entry into this, you see, wanting, and this is guided, this is driven by underlying anger, pride, deceit, and greed. You see, they're the driving forces. You see, that's all mistakes.
Y entonces, claro, y entonces en segundo plano y relacionado con yo soy Gaby, es que vienen todos los otros errores traídos por ¿quién? Por los calláis, por la ira, el orgullo, el apego y la codicia. Todas esas creencias, errores, todo eso está relacionado con ese error fundamental de yo soy Gaby.
You see, if Gabi and a few of her friends are having a conversation, and certainly Gabi becomes upset and walks away from them, you see. They're friends, two or three of your friends, and Gabi walks away and says, I'm going somewhere. And she makes a face and then doesn't come back, or for an hour or two, and then joins the group. Then if another friend of yours says, Gabi, what you did was not right.
En la oración anterior había quedado una frase sin traducir, que era todo aquello que haga que dañemos a otros en cualquiera de los sentidos. Y ahora como ejemplo puso, por ejemplo, estás en una conversación con 3 o 4 amigos, sucede algo que te incomoda, no te gusta, pones una carucha, te vas y los dejas a todos sin entender qué pasó. Eso, por ejemplo, es un error desde el ego de Gaby. Entonces va a venir un amigo tuyo y te va a decir, Gaby, lo que hiciste el otro día, la verdad que no estuvo bueno. Eso no está bien.
And then if you tell her, will you mind your own business, they were like this, they did this, and that's why, you see, so that's all called protecting Gabi, protecting the ego of Gabi, and that is the mistake, you see. You are in the wrong place. You are trying to protect that which is not your territory. You're not, it's not yours. Why protect that which is not yours?
Entonces viene y te dice, eso que hiciste no estuvo bien. Y Gaby se defiende y dice, no, pero eso que dijeron era horrible, o yo no pienso así, o me hicieron sentir mal. Es decir, cuando le devolves, estás protegiendo el ego de Gaby. Eso también se llama proteger el error. ¿Por qué meterse ahí? ¿Por qué ponernos a proteger un territorio que no nos pertenece? No es nuestro, nada para ser protegido ahí.
Or if there is something, or if you have decided, in this, Gabi likes something and you can't have it. You like it. It's wrong. If Gabi goes for it or does it, people will know, or your friends will know, and that's wrong. It's wrong. And yet you do it quietly. You see, you do it quietly because you like it. Now, and that's called greed. And in order to acquire what you like to do that is pleasant, you cover it up. You see. And so you employ deceit. You do it when nobody is watching. And so that is called protecting the mistake. The deceit covers the action, you see. You don't show anybody, you see. And if somebody says, did you do it? Oh, no, I didn't do it. Now, of course, you know, you're really heavily protecting it, you see.
Otra forma, claro, más, todavía menos sutil, más visible de proteger un error es, hay algo que te gusta, que querés, que no lo podés tener, pero te interesa. Entonces ves la forma de conseguirlo. Ves la forma de conseguirlo y no lo haces evidente, lo haces como a escondidas. Y encima cuando más o menos se dan cuenta y preguntan, no, yo no lo hice, yo no lo vi. Entonces, todo eso se cubre con otro de los kayais, que es el engaño. Entonces, es por un lado la codicia de tener eso que no tenemos y se cubre con el engaño. El engaño cubre a la codicia.
So when you, and that is called protecting these snakes inside. The snake is of deceit and the snake is of anger. These are the two snakes. Why do they jump up? It's because you don't want anybody to say anything bad to you, and that is you're protecting your pride, or you really want something and you can't get it. It's not right in the eyes of the world, and therefore you do it quietly or secretly. That also is protecting, you know, that is protecting the deceit. See? Now when you're caught,
Entonces,
sorry, and go on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Entonces las formas estas de protección que tenemos son básicamente lo que se llaman las víboras, saltan. La del enojo salta para proteger al orgullo. Cuando a Gaby le dicen algo que no le gusta, sale ese enojo para proteger a esa Gaby que no le gusta lo que le están diciendo. O cuando Gaby quiere algo, que ese algo no es tan correcto a los ojos del mundo, pero lo codicia, y cuando lo obtiene, lo que hace es protegerlo con el engaño. Entonces esas son como las dos víboras que salen de adentro a proteger esos errores.
Yeah, see, and that's what the world does. The world does
Así es
it.
como funciona el mundo.
You know, the moment entire world does that, you see, when they feel hurt in any way, they are trying to protect their name or status. You said this to me, she did this, by always blaming the other person.
Y así es como funciona el mundo. Todo el mundo funciona así. Nos dicen algo que lastima nuestro nombre o nuestro estatus y saltamos y la culpa es del otro.
And if they want something, they will get it by either by power or by force, or they will do it by deceit. They will hide it, and because if they are not powerful, they will go the other way through deceit, you see. So,
Y cuando quiere algo, lo va a conseguir. El mundo habitualmente lo consigue, o porque tiene el poder para conseguirlo, o si no tiene el poder para conseguirlo, a través del engaño.
but the fun for the one who has found, who was awakened, who am I in all of this? What's the meaning? It comes to understand what sincerity is, to be sincere to myself, my Lord. I am the blissful one. If somebody says, Gabi, did you do this? You say, yeah, you know, what can I do? This is my weakness. Gabi should say, you should say, yes, my friend, I'm wrong. This was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. Please forgive me. Or so pratikraman is the way to stop protecting the mistakes. These mistakes are at the relative level. They are never at the Amapura level. You see?
Pero todo esto que le pasa al mundo, nosotros ya fuimos separados de ese lugar. Entonces para nosotros es estar en conciencia de que todo eso le pasa al archivo 1. Entonces nos mandamos la macana. Poder estar en el lugar sincero de respeto a ese alma que soy, voy a decir, Gaby, ¿te mandaste esta macana? Ay, sí, ¿sabes qué? Sí, me la mandé, es mi debilidad. Entonces, empezar a reconocer esos errores de nuestro archivo 1 e ir limpiándolos con pratikraman. Pratikraman es la herramienta para
Sometimes,
limpiar, para dejar de proteger. Sorry.
Sometimes there are the kind of mistakes that happen in life that about which a human being cannot share with anyone, cannot tell anyone, you see, due to a variety of reasons. But you can go inside and tell your Lord and say, my Lord, this is wrong. Give me the energy never to do this again. That's all. That's called the pratyakyan. Pratyakyan. That is asking for the energies, you know.
Yes. Y también dice Shuddha que muchas veces cometemos errores que no podemos compartir con otros, que por el motivo que sea, o son tan pesados o tan fuertes que no podemos compartirlos con otras personas. Entonces, en ese momento, lo mejor es recurrir al pratyakyan. Oh, mi Lord, cometí este tremendo error, eso no está bien, por favor, dame las fuerzas para no volver a repetirlo.
Yeah, the action, what happens is not under control. Gabi is already programmed. Shuddha is programmed. Alfonso is programmed. We are all programmed, you see. You know, that is not under our control. But what our awareness is absolutely under ours, and that has arisen because of our experience of Soyama Pura, Vishuddhatma Chu, Vishuddhatma Chu. Okay.
Entonces, lo que sea que sucede, lo que sea que le sucede a Gaby, a Alfonso, a quien sea, ya está programado, eso no está bajo nuestro control. Pero lo que sí está bajo nuestro control, en realidad lo que sí tenemos como herramienta es esto de estar separados y tener la conciencia que se va desarrollando. Entonces, soy alma pura, tener la conciencia de soy alma pura, es lo que me permite. Y acá dice, Pratyakyan es la reversión exacta de la intención. La acción no está bajo nuestro control, sí la intención.
And this is, we are all aware, you know, in our Pratavidhi, through this mind, through this body, through these words, we do not want to hurt anyone in this world, any living being in this world. Now that is our intention, and the hurt that happens to anyone is a mistake, you see, is a mistake. This is at the outer level, you see. But the biggest mistake, the ultimate mistake, is to slip out of self, agnas. To slip out of the agnas is the cardinal mistake.
Bueno, el error cardinal, el peor de todos, es caernos de los agnas, resbalarnos, no estar en los agnas. Ese es el peor de todos. Empezando por no darme cuenta y creer que soy Gaby. Y lo muy, muy, muy importante es que en el Pratavidhi nosotros decimos todas las mañanas que ningún ser vivo de este mundo sufra daño de ningún tipo a través de esta mente, de este habla, de este cuerpo. Esa es la intención más importante a sostener. Y caernos de los agnas es nuestro error peor.
Yeah, and then in this awareness, when a hurt to a human being is the most important thing, you see, a hurt to a human being. It is, you know, it doesn't matter what you eat in Fabi's example, but if you hurt the other person who is sitting with you at having dinner, saying, no, I don't eat it, I don't touch it. Any hurt to the other person is worse than what you eat or what you don't eat, you see.
Y bueno, y nuestro mayor objetivo es no lastimar a otro ser humano. Desde ningún punto de vista. Entonces, por ejemplo, volviendo al ejemplo de Fabi, no importa tanto qué comes, sino que la persona que está cenando con vos o el que te sirvió la comida no sea herido a través de tus acciones o de tus palabras.
Alfonso, there is one request from Shuddha to you. Alfonso, can you turn on your microphone, please?
Shuddha le va a pedir algo a Alfonso, pero ellos hablan en inglés.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the chapter 2 that you and I kind of read at your home, the chapter 2 content. Yeah, all those words of the
Yeah.
Lord. Can you read them for our group? Just read them for our group. The next time we are together in satsang, okay?
Está pidiendo a Alfonso que por favor para la próxima vez que nos juntemos en Satsang lea unas palabras que ellos leyeron del capítulo 2 de un libro juntos en su casa. Y Alfonso dijo ok, sí. Así que es una promesa.
Yeah. And as you're reading them in English, either Patricia or Fabi or Christian. Yes, Christian will translate in Spanish. Okay. Yeah.
Spanish.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Wonderful. And
thank
yes.
you.
Yes. Anila, how are you doing? Is Anila Shuddhatma Bhagavan? Anila?
Please translate. I have some problems in my eyes. With that, I have a surgery, and with that, I can't see when the light is so much. He says, excuse me, please.
No, that's all right. That's all right, Anila. Yes. Anila cannot see. I can see everything. You have to say that.
Yes, that is important that you see us.
I am.
No, lo que quiere decirnos Shuddha es, Anila explicó que tuvo una cirugía y que no puede ver cuando la luz está así. Lo que Shuddha le dice es que Anila tiene que decir, Anila no puede ver, pero yo veo todo.
That's right.
I am the one.
That's right.
I also infinite vision. I have infinite vision.
Tengo visión infinita. Soy visión infinita.
Yes, I know that.
And also, and the medicines will help you. The eye drops. You're using the eye drops, right?
Y que sigas usando las gotitas que te van a ayudar. Las seguís usando, ¿no? Te dice.
Yes.
Sí.
Yeah. Take them in the timely manner. Yes. Wonderful. Gonzalo, how are you, my friend? Gonzalo, hola.
¿Cómo estás, Gonzalo?
Hola, Shuddha. Bien, Gonza. Súper bien.
Súper. Perfect.
Super.
Great.
Yeah, super. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, somebody like you, I mean, our dear Alfonso would like you to be around. He likes all of this energized people around him.
Dice que Alfonso está disfrutando de todas estas energías alrededor.
Yes, right. Yes. Wonderful. And we just saw. So much. Yes. So much. Yes. You see, when Mahatmas get together, the energy is just coalesce. The energies of the self just rises beautifully. You see.
Shuddha, Fabi has to leave to work.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
We are planning a presential meeting here next weekend in Buenos Aires. Yes, in Luz's house, Luz and Germán house. Le estoy diciendo que estamos planificando un encuentro presencial en la casa de Luz y Germán la semana que viene.
Wonderful. This is a planning meeting.
We are planning that meeting. Yes.
Wonderful.
Next Sunday.
Yeah. Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagavan. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Jai
Sachidanand, gracias.
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Luz.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand, Patricia.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. So Augustina left. We went back to Miami. Alfonso. Yeah.
And tomorrow I will meet Agustina in Wellington because I have a meeting with the doctor at 11.
All right.
I will see Agustina tomorrow.
Okay. Yes.
And after the meeting, I will tell you. I will call you.
Wonderful.
What's happened?
All right. Wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yes. So it's our time because a little bit later our Gnani is going to meet in half an hour. So I'm going to take leave, everybody. Shall I let you continue with this, or shall I pass on? So what do I do? Let me just make somebody a co-host, okay?
¿Continuamos o lo cierra? No, shut down.
Close. Okay, all right. Okay, wonderful. So now I will close. Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you.
Jai Sachidanand. Paulina and everyone. Yeah, Marcella. Yes. Okay. All right. Yes.
Sácalo. Lo mejor.
Jai Sachidanand.